To the dance of life. And when we acknowledge there's a rhythm, there's a cadence. In fact, Alan Watts says that when change occurs, plunge yourself into it. Move with it and join the dance. Because life is a dance. And it's about celebrating. It's about acknowledging. It's about moving through our lessons and those experiences that create upset. Because those are getting our attention so that we can learn and grow and take responsibility for our lives. And what it is that's come up for us to deal with, the certain lesson that we've all come in at a soul level. And it's interesting because Thoreau said that failure has a scientific quality and a good learner wouldn't miss it. That when these things come up in our life, that we dance with them, we acknowledge them, that we have created something so that we can go to the next level of our spiritual unfoldment. That the dance of spirit really is in every single thing. It is in the sacred and the profane. It is in the messy and the organized. Spirit moves through all of it. And also spirit is an amazing shapeshifter because it shows up in the way that we are holding our own thoughts. And if we need sadness, sadness will rush in so that we can review our lives. And we know that regret vibrates at one of the very lowest frequencies on the emotional quotient. So when we look at our life and we include all of it, that the dance of spirit allows us to be in the world, but not of it. And I love that, the biblical verse, that there is a spirit within man and within woman. I added that. There is a spirit within man and within woman, and the breath of the Almighty hath given them life and understanding. The sacred understanding that allows us to look out into the world of our own conditions, our world that we have created, and say, what would I do differently? And what works and what doesn't work? And stop going into the right and wrong thing. In fact, Rumi said that there is a field, beyond right doing and wrongdoing. I'll meet you there. And when we meet in that place of balance, when we acknowledge that there is a spirit within us and the breath of the Almighty hath given us life and understanding. And that sacred understanding allows us to look through the appearances, the conditions, and the effects that are showing up and really respond in a new way. And that way is not the old conditioned reflex response. That is the opportunity to look at it and say, what is the gift in this? There's a gift in this. What is my part that I'm playing? Because it's too easy to fall into martyrhood and victimhood. It's just way too easy. And this week, I've been literally, we Leos do celebrate the whole month. And Reverend Linda took me to San Diego for my birthday gift, and she has a timeshare, so that's when she could get this wonderful, beautiful place in Mission Valley, and we went to La Jolla, and we went to all over, and it's so interesting. We're doing all these things. We went to the creperie, and we ordered crepes. I mean, like we would, not ever do this, but they were like the whole plate. And of course, I uploaded it to Facebook, and Julian wrote back and said, you guys really need to cheer up. I said, we're working on it. We're really working on it. And we had it, we had that crepe for several days. But it was just this amazing opportunity to celebrate life. And then we needed some supplies, and there weren't in Mission Valley any real markets or anything around. So we went to the 99-cent store to get crazy glue and a few other little things that I needed. And so we're in, and we had to go kind of inland to San Diego, and we kind of we're in the hood, right? And we're in there, and we're finding the crazy glue, and then I saw my coconut juice, and oh wow, this is so fun, 99 cents, I'm in my glory. We're in the line, and this man named Willie was just right behind me, and he was tall, dark, and handsome. And I said, oh, you just have a few things, you should go in front of us. And he goes, oh no, he said, hey, I'm on velvet. I had a kidney removed from cancer last year. Every moment's a gift. And I enjoy just being in this line. I enjoy just, talking to you. And I said, you are amazing. And your radiance is amazing. And the fact that you've taken this experience and you know that this is your gift. And that you are phoenix-like, arising, triumphant, victorious through this experience. I bow to you. I acknowledge you. And we had this amazing exchange in the line of the 99-cent store that, was wafting poetic and everything else you can think of on a spiritual level. That wherever we go, we take ourselves with us because the dance of spirit is alive and well. It's everywhere. And when we acknowledge that we have these little divine appointments, these synchronicities, these serendipitous experiences that come up, we think, well, what a coincidence. There are no coincidences in life. That there is an art and a science to living. When a Sunday school teacher asks the kindergarten class, what do you know about God? Little Tommy raises his hand and he says, God is an artist. And she said, God is an artist? How do you know that? He says, well, it says it in the Lord's Prayer, our Father who does art in heaven. And I thought, I like that. I really like that. Our Father who does art in heaven, our Father that goes before us and prepares the way as we become a lamp unto our own feet, drawing others into our light and energy field. That it doesn't matter where we are at any given moment, that there is a power for good in the universe greater than we are, and we can use it. We are co-creators with it. That as our humanness gives way to the divine, the Christ consciousness arises, the Buddha nature, the holy I am presence comes forth and goes before us and prepares the way. That our God is so much bigger than little hurt feelings. Dr. Holmes and I was reading in our daily readings, in the textbook states, refuse to have the feelings hurt. Refuse to put yourself out there as the effect of life. Rise up in your power. You are co-creators with God, and that is very good. And it is so good that that image and likeness emanates and radiates to everyone who comes within our energy field. That wherever we go, that we are divinely protected. James Dillett Freeman wrote the prayer of protection. The love of God surrounds me, the light of God enfolds me, the power of God protects me, and the presence of God watches over me. That wherever I am, God is. And when we know that, we can go to the deepest, darkest Africa. And believe me, I will be speaking to 25,000 students in Nigeria again in November. And this will be my 4th trip over. They must like me, right? And energetically, I love it. I absolutely love being with students and faculty that are hungry for our message of transformation. That it really is the Father's good pleasure to give us the kingdom. And throughout the years, I pass out those angels that you just received this morning, those little wonderful 14-karat gold angels. When I get off that plane, they say the angel lady is here. And these are guys, these are the Nigerian military police, and their camouflage and machine guns, and their, little hats. And they go, oh, the angel lady is here. She's here. Oh, I am engaged now. May I have an angel for my fiance? I'm just barely getting off the plane, right? And I'm in my purse. I'm getting the angels out, passing out angels. And when it's time to go home, and it takes hours to get through customs and all of this amazing array of people, officials, and with passports, they just escort me through. It's the angel lady. So when we get it, that the good things we do are born of God and that influence lives on forever, it moves out in waves. And that if we need a piece of information in deepest, darkest Africa, it will make itself known to us because we are the perfect magnet for our good. I remember Deepak Chopra saying that he had a timeline on a book that he was publishing. And he accidentally, on this final chapter, pressed delete. No, he said this was at 2 in the morning. And he said, I tried to go to the recycle bin. It wasn't in the recycle bin. I tried everything I knew. I was on the phone with them. I was doing everything that they said. And they said, well, there is a piece of software we could send you, because I cannot have it sent. I have to have it by noon today. I have to get this finished. It has to be at the publishers. This is the way that it is. And so they flew somebody to La Jolla and was there at 8 a.m. with this piece of software that he needed to complete his book. And I thought, you know, when the intention is clear, the manifestation shows up. When we realize that we are dancing with spirit, and that when we're on the dance floor, we're not counting the steps. We're not seeing where we're going. We're in the moment. And the point of power is always in the present moment. Remember that future time is what? It's never here. It's always out there somewhere. And we know that the past, with all its regrets and the energy of the past, does not serve us. That this is the only moment that we can really live and move and have our being and do anything about, is this present moment. When we start bringing up the past, have you ever been in an argument with anyone? Maybe an ex-spouse? I don't know why I bring that up. They bring up all the things from the past they've been saving up. And they bring it all out. And they start saying, you did this, and you did that, and you did the other, and all that. None of that. That's meaningless. That does not serve us. To live in this moment, it's a brand new moment. And to be fearful of the future is ridiculous, because that's unborn time and will never be here. Oh, I will be. Well, in the mind, it's always I will be. It's never an actualization of our reality. It will be. So we speak our word in the first person present tense, that it is here now. Are we putting our treatments out for a relationship? It is here now. Are we putting our treatments out for financial abundance? It is here now. Are we putting our treatments out for health and energy at a DNA cellular level? It is here now. I received an email from, I feel like he's a young man, and he's a cancer survivor since 1983. And he says, I got heaven in my veins. At one time it used to be chemotherapy. But he said, my mantra is, I've got heaven in my veins. And he wrote this beautiful, beautiful poem that he put over on our website. And I was so deeply moved. And energetically, when we get it, that we have heaven in our veins, we have heaven in our mind, our body, energetically, that we are uplifted to the next level. And that's what I absolutely love about this way of life. Now, Gabriel Roth said something very, very powerful. And she talked about what the shamans do. And I had a shaman for many years. In 1980, her name is Kachi. She was the high chiefess of the Pueblo Nation. We did a lot of work together for several years. We did vision quests, you name it, dolphin runs. We did it. And Gabriel Roth has said, in many shamanic societies, if you came to a shaman or a medicine person complaining of being disheartened, dispirited, or depressed, they would ask one of 4 questions. When did you stop dancing? When did you stop singing? When did you stop being enchanted by stories? And when did you stop finding comfort in the sweet territory of silence? Where we have stopped dancing, singing, being enchanted by stories, or finding comfort in silence, is where we have experienced the loss of soul. Dancing, singing, storytelling, and silence are the 4 universal healing salves. Don't we just love that? I just adore that. When did you stop dancing? When did you stop singing? When did you stop being enchanted by stories? And when did you stop finding comfort in that amazing silence that when we go within to the secret place of the Most High and pray to our Father, Mother, God in secret, we are acknowledged openly by the outward demonstrations of our lives. Pema Chodron, who is a female Tibetan monk, has written many wonderful books. And in one of her books, she talks about one of the warriors that had to do battle with fear, and she was a young warrior. And her guru said, you must do battle with fear. And she said, I don't know how to do that. And he said, well, you will learn. So she made an appointment with fear. And fear came out looking wrathful and horrible and fearful. And she, the young warrior, she bowed. And she said, and she prostrated 3 times. And fear said, oh, you show me all this respect. I'm very impressed. She said, tell me, fear, how can I defeat you? And fear answered and said, when you are fearful, I arise in my wrath and I talk very fast and I shout and I get close in your face. But if you don't react, I have no power. If you turn aside, I have no power. If you give me no energy, I have no power. And the young warrior, she bowed. She turned aside and she walked away, empowered in the recognition that she and God were the majority. We are dancing with spirit here. There is no place that we cannot go. There is no thing that we cannot experience, that we rise above it and we acknowledge this day in whom we live and move and have our being. We start dancing. We start singing. We are enchanted by stories. And we find value in the silence, the going within to that place of God, that place of Spirit, of Yahweh, of Jehovah, of Lord Buddha, of Atman, of the universal presence. So on this day where we come together, I just feel so enriched that we are in community, and I believe so deeply in community. I feel the mind and heart of God in the midst of us in community. And that's why I've been doing what I'm doing for almost 40 years. In 2015, I will celebrate my 40th year in the ministry, and I mean, thank you. I have grown more than anyone, and feel so blessed to be with you at this amazing juncture and know that we are going where? Higher yet. Where are we going? Higher yet. Where? Higher yet. And so it is. Let's just keep dancing, singing, being enchanted by stories, and find value in the silence. God bless you.
God bless you.